all must remember, we are all human beings. We are born here, we are bred here, we are going to die here. Why shouldn't they extend these benefits to us? If actually they want to put the country in order, in the right sector, all the money which has been siphoned out from this country, all those, all the corruption, I think the economy will be much better. Just imagine what happened for the past, when Mahathir was ruling this government. During that time it was 128, billion owing. And when Ahmad Badawi came into power, it went up to 280 over billion. And now during the time Najib, within a short period of 2 years, it went up to 520 billion. Is that what we want? Each of us are owing $30,000 to the government, to the World Bank, without borrowing. And we are paying. Our future is going to pay. All our children, our grandchildren, our children, our grandchildren, everyone is going to pay towards it.
Kami merayu, kami minta jasa baik kerajaan, pihak-pihak kerajaan atau pihak-pihak yang bertanggungjawab yang boleh membantu kami untuk memberikan hak ini kepada peneroka-peneroka ataupun pekerja-pekerja ladang, tapi sehingga ke hari ini permintaan kami tidak ditunaikan ataupun dibantu, dan kami dipandang rendah dan hak kami telah diberi kepada syarikat tersebut dengan pihak tertentu dengan menggunakan kuasa politik dan kuasa wang. Mereka merampas hak kami.
Hindraf gathered here today to celebrate the International Human Rights Day. In 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights were formulated and declared by the United Nations. It has been 64 years since. But we feel Malaysia has not signed to this basic human rights document of the United Nations, and Malaysia has continuously violated 25 of its principles, chief among which is the right to equality in rights and dignity. When it was signed in 1948, Britain also signed the declaration on our behalf, on behalf of Malaysia. Subsequent to the signing, they had given undertaking to the United Nations that they would implement those principles in their colony countries, including Malaysia. But in 1957, when the Malaysian Constitution was formulated, the basic rights, fundamental rights in the Constitution did not even meet the basic principles set out in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. We must understand that Universal Declaration of Human Rights is not a legal document, but it is a persuasive document on human rights. If our Constitution does not even meet the basic standards of persuasion, basic standards to persuade a person on human rights, something is wrong with our country. The provisions on equality has been diluted. The provisions on right to education has been diluted. The provisions on right to assembly has been diluted. The provisions on right to freedom of religion has been diluted. If you dilute all these basic principles of human rights, it means the people of Malaysia do not have rights. Now, this whole world is dependent on human rights, and human rights doesn't belong to a class of people or a segment of community. It belongs to the individual. Every individual is entitled to his basic human rights. The right to freedom of assembly, the right to speech, free speech, the right to be treated equally in rights and dignity, and the freedom of religion are the foremost principles of human rights that each and every individual deserves. However, in Malaysia, the Constitution sanctions discrimination. The Constitution sanctions racism. Article 8 clearly states, except as expressly authorized by this Constitution, there shall be no discrimination based on blah blah blah, race, religion, etc. So it clearly shows that the Malaysian Constitution is discriminatory in nature. Now, after 55 years of independence and being a member of the United Nations, Malaysia has to change. The people have to change. Pressure has to be put on the Malaysian government to change its human rights record. And Hindraf on its part has taken this first move to formally celebrate the International Human Rights Day. And when we celebrate Human Rights Day, we celebrate in a form of peaceful protest. When we gathered here today, we gathered here to celebrate the International Human Rights Day in our own way, to show our protest to the Malaysian government. Then they are violating 25 of the 30 principles under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights on a daily basis. There has to be a complete overhaul on the human rights in Malaysia. When we talk about change in government, people talk about change in government. We talk about real change. We want the judiciary to be cleaned. If at all there is going to be a new government, if at all a new government says that they are going to bring about changes, we want the new government to say in clear terms that if they come to power, they will clean up. They will clean up the judiciary. They will purge the judiciary of the corrupted and unqualified judges. They should commit that they will clean up the police force. They should commit that they would dismantle the Biro Tata Negara, which is responsible for injecting racist values and racist principles and policies in this country over the last 20 years. They should commit to bringing about changes in the constitution, giving rights to individuals to challenge legal provisions. They should commit to setting up a constitutional court for the people to bring up challenges in the High Court and Supreme Court if their rights are violated. They should commit to changes such as implementing basic human rights for the people. So those are the real changes that we are looking for. There's no point of talking about change and change without really specifying what changes are we all looking for. We should not be shortchanged. That's why we are here. No matter who are in place, no matter who forms the government, our struggle are the same. We are talking about rights, and we are talking about rights in equality and dignity. Nothing short of that.